Most people think the most dangerous day of your financial life is the day you lose your job. They're wrong. The most dangerous day of your life is the day you get a massive promotion. Meet Mark. 3 years ago, he was earning $50,000. He drove a beat-up Honda, ate meal prep chicken, and had $15,000 in savings. He felt secure. Then the big win happened. A senior VP title, a $120,000 salary. On paper, Mark was rich. In reality, Mark was walking into a gilded cage. Today, Mark earns double his old salary, but his savings? Zero. Credit card debt? $12,000. He is mathematically poorer than the day he was a junior analyst. Today, we're looking at the invisible math that ruined Mark, and the 3-step system you can use to make sure your next raise actually makes you free. Most people think lifestyle creep is about being greedy. It's not. It's about the first domino. When Mark got his raise, he didn't go out and blow $70,000 on a boat. He did something reasonable. He upgraded his 10-year-old Honda to a $50,000 BMW. But a BMW doesn't just cost a monthly payment. It requires premium fuel, higher insurance, specialized mechanics, and most importantly, it requires a better parking spot. Suddenly, Mark's modest apartment felt wrong for his car. He moved to a luxury complex. Now he has a $3,500 mortgage. This is the shadow inflation of status. You aren't just buying a product, you are buying an entry ticket into a more expensive peer group. Your neighbors earn more, so your hobbies become more expensive. Your friends eat at better restaurants, so your grocery bill triples. You aren't spending more because you want to. You're doing it because you've changed the baseline of your life. This trap was actually discovered in the 18th century by a philosopher named Denis Diderot. He was broke his whole life until the Empress of Russia bought his library for a fortune. Suddenly, Diderot was rich. He bought himself a magnificent scarlet robe. But then, he noticed his old wooden desk looked shabby next to the robe, so he bought a new one. Then his curtains looked cheap, so he replaced those. His rugs, his chairs, his paintings, one by one he replaced everything to match the status of the robe. He ended up back in debt. He famously wrote, "I was absolute master of my old robe, but I have become a slave to my new one." Every time you upgrade one part of your life, you create a standard gap that your brain desperately wants to fill. If you don't recognize the Diderot effect, your salary will never be high enough to make you feel wealthy. So, how do you win? You use the 50-50 raise rule. Let's look at the math Mark should have used. When he got that $70,000 raise, he should have split it. 50% goes to the now. Nicer dinners, a slightly better apartment, a vacation. The other 50% goes to the future, investments, debt repayment, and freedom. If Mark had invested just half of his raise, $35,000 a year, into a standard index fund at a 7% return, in 10 years he would have $500,000. Instead, he spent it on depreciating assets like cars and clothes. In 10 years, those clothes will be in a landfill and the car will be worth $5,000. Wealth isn't what you earn. It's the gap between your ego and your income. The wider that gap, the faster you retire. True wealth is invisible. It's the no you can say to a toxic boss because you have a year of runway in the bank. It's the ability to take a 3-month sabbatical because your lifestyle doesn't require every cent of your paycheck just to keep the lights on. Mark's mistake wasn't wanting nice things. It was letting his standard of living outrun his quality of life. Next time you get a raise or a bonus or a tax refund, don't buy the robe. Buy your time back. Because at the end of the day, the richest person in the room isn't the one with the loudest car. It's the one with the most options. If you've ever felt the lifestyle creep hit your bank account, drop a comment below and tell me the one thing you regret upgrading too soon. I'll see you in the next one.